For any first-time travellers or backpackers out there wanting to go travelling for the first time but you have absolutely no idea where to go, then this video will be a helping hand for you to decide.
What a day to be alive.
Now, being a first-time traveller is absolutely very scary and very overwhelming because you have over 190 different countries to choose from. Today, I'm going to be helping you guys by suggesting my top 5 countries for first-time travellers and backpackers just to make that process a little bit more easy. So, as a first-time traveller, there are loads of different variables when it comes to picking the country that you want to go to, but some of the most common, which I myself questioned when I first went travelling, was how expensive is the country, what language is spoken, and mainly, is it a big travel destination? So let's jump into the first country that I would recommend for you guys for first-time travellers. Thailand. Now, it's no secret that Thailand is a traveller hotspot and is one of the most popular countries and destinations for people to travel to all year round. Thailand offers incredible landscapes and nature, amazing nightlife and parties where you can end up dancing on the beach until the sunrise. Thailand is a country that really does have it all and is absolutely a place where first-time travellers can feel relaxed, safe and create some unforgettable memories. This country has so many different backpacking and travelling routes and has been well travelled for years and years. Whether you're looking to join a group tour and travel around the country with an agency who have planned and organised an itinerary for you, or do it completely solo and make your trip up as you go along, you will not be alone, as Thailand has over 25 million tourists each year. 25 million. Of course, the main language in the country is Thai. However, with the vast amount of tourists that Thailand gets each year, languages like English are widely spoken throughout the country by tourists and by locals. Saying that though, I personally always think it's good to go to a foreign country and try and learn and pick up a few sentences, so if you can, do a bit of research before, do a bit of language training, and try and pick up a few words like kapong ka, sawadee ka, and if you're in Thailand you might hear but that's a language for something else. The biggest factors why people choose Thailand as their travel destination is because it's very affordable to travel to. The most costly thing by far will be alcohol and partying, so obviously depends how much of that you do, but Thailand definitely doesn't disappoint when it comes to beach parties and pool parties. Another great thing about this country is you have loads of other surrounding countries in Southeast Asia which are easily accessible, so you can quite easily go from one country like Thailand to another country afterwards to extend your travels. Thailand was one of the first countries that I solo travelled, and I had an absolutely incredible time and made some amazing memories, so absolutely I would recommend it to anyone out there as a first-time traveller destination for you. Next, we're heading to the outback, and the country that I'm recommending to you is Australia. Don't be afraid of the venomous snakes and the man-eating spiders, because you shouldn't, or usually you shouldn't, come across those unless you're in the wilderness or the outback. Australia was actually the first ever country that I backpacked and travelled through, and was definitely the country that started off giving me the travel bug. This is a country that offers so much in terms of white, golden, sandy beaches, incredible blue, turquoise waters, but do be careful of the sharks. I actually remember when I was finishing work up in Sydney, I went to Bondi Beach afterwards and I was lying down on the beach and there was news reporters everywhere, and I was thinking, what the hell is going on here? And they ended up pulling a great white shark out of the bloody sea in front of me, and then the news reporter came over to me, asked me a few questions, did a quick interview, and then the next day I was on the news in Australia, which was not expected.
A really scary find off Sydney's Bondi Beach with a 2.5 metre great white shark discovered tangled up in the shark nets only metres away from swimmers.
It's pretty rare that someone gets attacked, so just
I'll still go out in the water, just see how it goes really, not too far out.
For any first-time backpacker, Australia is a dream, as yet again there are so many popular and easy backpacking routes to follow and plenty of other like-minded travellers to meet. Australia has a huge amount of travel tours and travel companies that you can join, so everything's organised, everything's booked, you've got a set itinerary to follow. Or if you do decide to do it without a group, you can do it completely alone, and it's very easy to get around by yourself, whether you buy a car and you travel from Sydney to Cairns, or you get the Greyhound bus, which is a very popular and semi-famous bus in Australia, which goes all the way up the east coast, which is hop on, hop off, and will take you all around the country. I was 19 years old when I worked and travelled to Australia. However, during my time there, I met a wide variety of ages, from my own up to 30 years old or even older than that, so do not let age be a barrier for you. Most travellers you meet are all looking for similar things, to come and experience a country and meet like-minded people and just have an awesome time. Language-wise, it's obviously English spoken in Australia, however, some of those accents are extremely potent.
And now she's going to bite me. That's a sign of aggression. She's saying, stay away from me or I'll bite you.
So it does take some time to get used to that Aussie accent. In terms of safety, Australia is of course on the safer side for solo travellers. Probably your biggest worry will be trying to avoid getting bitten by a snake or eaten by a shark.
I'll still go out in the water, just see how it goes really, not too far out.
Across the pond from Australia, or perhaps not the pond, the next country that I would highly recommend you visit is the land of the Kiwis, New Zealand. New Zealand is a much smaller country compared to the previous two I've just talked about, but don't let that fool you, as this country is full of adventure, tradition, and the occasional hobbit. The country is filled with rolling hills, snow-capped mountains, and Mount Mordor. If you're wanting a day of pure adventure and hiking and landscape, then make sure you do the hike, which is called the Tongariro Crossing. Once again, New Zealand is a country filled with thousands of backpackers and travellers. Whether you're renting a camper van and driving around the country, stopping where you like, New Zealand also has big tour companies providing hop-on, hop-off bus travel like the Kiwi experience, which I did back in 2015. As well as being a very easy country to travel around, the people of New Zealand, Kiwis, as they're also known as, are some of the most friendly people I've come across on my travels so far. You can rest assured that safety in this country shouldn't be a concern as long as you use your common sense, and what's even better is, there's no deadly snakes, there's no deadly spiders or man-eating sharks here. Cost-wise, New Zealand is definitely going to be a little bit more expensive than your Southeast Asia countries like Thailand. However, if you're looking for a country to ease your way into, a country that doesn't offer too much of a culture shock, then this would be a great country to start with. My next country is actually one that I haven't visited because I ran out of money, unfortunately, but a country that I know for a fact is great for first-time travellers, and that's Vietnam. There is a bit of an argument between travellers when it comes to Southeast Asia on which country is better for travelling between Vietnam and Thailand, and you can see why, because they both have lots of similarities between them but also some differences. Vietnam is yet again a country that is massively popular with huge numbers of tourists visiting each year. Adventure and nature awaits whether you're looking to go canyoning in Dalat or rent a motorbike and drive across the country. There is lots of activities and things on offer in this country and should absolutely be considered as a first-time travel destination. English and other languages are widely spoken by locals, and moving and travelling around the country is extremely affordable, so your money can go a long way. If you're looking for some real adventurous experiences, then Vietnam would be a great place to start. Moving on to our last country that I would recommend for you guys, and it's not perhaps a country that would spring to mind straight away, and that country is Japan. Japan is a great choice for first-time travellers looking for something exotic and completely different without needing to worry about safety. Of course, in some parts of the countries there are going to be language barriers, but that's half the fun of it, I think, anyway. This is a country that I haven't been to yet, but is up there in my top 5 on my bucket list of countries that I want to go to. I read on a blog post actually, when I was doing some research about creating this video, Japan is the kind of country that will stimulate your senses, open your mind, and steal a piece of your heart. Once again, Japan is a country that has loads of different ways to travel around, whether that's doing group tours or catching the very modern bullet trains throughout the country. It's easy to get from one place to another. It may feel at times like a slight culture shock, however, if you visit with the right mindset to embrace and be open-minded about the new experiences on offer, I'm sure you'll come away with memories for life. Out of the other countries I've mentioned, Japan would be the most expensive to travel, as it has one of the most developed economies in the world. However, if you travel to a budget and more basic, then you can definitely get your money's worth. So, there we go guys, those are my top 5 countries that I would recommend for first time travellers out there. They all offer something unique and different, and I hope this video has at least helped you narrow down and been a little bit insightful in the types of countries that you should look to travel to if it's your first time. Of course, now you'll probably need to do a little bit more research into that specific country just to get all the information that you need, but this is a good basis to start from. If you love travel like myself, then please hit that subscribe button and join the community of travelers. Keep an eye out for future videos because this channel is all about travel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to give the video a like and drop a comment on what you thought. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video.